morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome all to our Sunday service. Today, I would like to talk about our chanting. So we chant every week, and we chant what is called the sutra, the text of the Buddha's teachings. And the sutra in our service book, this purple service book, is written in Roman letters and the translation in English. The Roman letter reproduced the reading of the original Japanese form of Chinese in which that sutra was written. Now, some people may think that we are chanting in Japanese. However, that is not exactly true. It is actually a Japanese form of Chinese, and the Chinese having translated from Sanskrit word India. And actually, it is even hard for modern Japanese to read this without the reading aids. And unless unless you are a highly trained scholar or a language specialist. So the question is, why do we chant? Then why do we chant such difficult things? So one reason is clear from our recitation of the Nembutsu. The Nembutsu, we recite Namo Amida Butsu. So Namo Amida Butsu literally means I take refuge or I rely on Amida Buddha, the Buddha of infinite life and light, the embodiment of the great wisdom and compassion that dispels the darkness of our human ignorance. And the Japanese word for take refuge is actually kie, which sounds nothing as Namo. Rather, Namo, the Namo Amida Butsu Namo, is a version of the original Sanskrit word namas, which was transmitted to China and to Japan. When we say Namo, we reproduce the sounds of the original Sanskrit words rather than its meaning in Japanese or Chinese or Sanskrit. Then, why do we recite it exactly the way it was in the past when no Japanese, Chinese, and American could understand? Would be familiar with such a reading. So it may be just my opinion, but maybe one reason is the same for why do we not chant in English translation? Why do we chant in this Japanese form of Chinese, which was transmitted from Sanskrit? So I have a story that a friend told me about that might be a good explanation for this issue. So there is this young Spanish concert pianist. And as a young girl, she fell in love with a Scottish bagpipe and learned to play it really well and eventually became known as the Jimi Hendrix of the bagpipe. And she kept her bagpipe secret. She didn't tell anybody. As her career as a concert pianist developed. Then she met Yo-Yo-Ma, who is the famous cello player, and he actually invited her to come and join his Silk Road ensemble. And Yo-Yo-Ma wanted her not because her piano skill. He wanted her because of the rock and roll bagpipe. And Yo-Yo-Ma says, more life is created on the border between the world of the grassland and that of the jungle. That is where two completely different worlds meet. So Yo-Yo-Ma can play with any concert pianist, but a rock and roll bagpipe player is something very different for him. So Yo-Yo-Ma believes that the key to creativity is to enter a different world. That is to say, he sees putting oneself in a situation when one must change is the basic to creativity. So I think that is why Namo Amida Butsu is very important. These words are not familiar to anyone. And I think also, this is why the traditional chant is important as well. It represents a change. It represents change for everyone. Whatever one's nationality, when we chant in a traditional way, we enter a different world. So too, when we take off our shoes, when we enter the hondo, when we bow, when we burn incense, we have placed ourselves into a world in which we must change. So as we became part of this new world, our understanding of everyday world will come to differ. And the everyday world will be no longer all that we know. So we will kind of have, a difference. We will have something different to compare it to. And as we adjust to the world of the temple, we come to see our everyday world with a new perspective. We can open our minds to the new possibilities. And if you have this understanding in mind, then your chanting will have a purpose, and so will your recitation of the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Please join the Gasho. By reciting the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, we are reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful, and we are reminded the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.